Hey, everybody. Thank you all very much for joining. Today, we are going to be looking at HL Talk That Thought. I've done a video prior. You can find that on my YouTube channel. It's since been deleted off of here because it only lasts, 7 days. Twitch is good for that. Good for live content, but it doesn't hold on to videos. All right, so who we're going to talk about now. There we go. All right, so HL Talk That Thought. It's this team, this YouTuber group, I think, or team, or maybe it's an individual. Currently has 127 videos, been doing this for about 2 years. They keep rubber stamping all these videos saying the same thing, just showing different women and saying the same thing about them, that they suck. Basically, if they have tits and a vagina, they're awful. They're horrible creatures. Talk That Thought tries to bring out the worst in them, and his target audience is a modern term that's been bandied around for far too often is incels. But what it is it's for ignorant young men that don't know a damn thing about women, how they work, don't know how to handle them, don't know how to deal with them, don't know how to live with them as either partners and sometimes even friends. And it's sad because that's not how it should be. All young men need is the right tools to at least understand them. Whether or not they go out and get dates, that's their own business. That's up to them. But understand that what you see in all these videos are a very small portion of society, an unbelievably small portion of society. Most of them are young women. They do have some older women on here, but most of them are young women. Most of them are not the best example of themselves. They're really hurt and they're lashing out, or they're just saying stupid shit. We all do. And we all want to be, held accountable or at least judged based on, our worst time. Of course not. I'm putting this shit on video. It's not the smartest thing to do, but that's not why we're here. What we're here to do is look at HL Talk That Thought. We're here to analyze his response to these videos, and we're going to use this video right here. She instantly regrets divorcing her husband of 18 years and cries. Woman hitting the wall. First of all, we're going to say that the title's a lie. There's nothing in here where it shows that she instantly regrets it, so keep that in mind when we're watching through the video. Divorced her husband of 18 years, it was 19 years, and cries. Like crying has anything to do with this, with how the sincerity of this woman, her honesty, her truthfulness, or whether or not she should be believed or listened to. Let's get into this and let's analyze. All right, take two.
I've been married for 19 years. I've thought about this day for a few months now, and I'm sad. Even though this is something that I chose because it was something that I needed to do for myself, doesn't mean that today is not hard. Getting a divorce was not easy. So I thought that it would just be better. But actually, in reality, it's been hard. I am sad, but I am also, and I want to be happy.
Welcome back, family. Today we are going to review yet another modern woman who decided to leave her marriage by her own free will. But now she is sad and cannot stop crying on the day of her marriage anniversary.
What does it matter that she left on her own free will? That's hopefully how most people leave marriages when they leave marriages.
When thinking about how she destroyed her own family.
Red flag. Never said she destroyed. We don't even know anything about her marriage. We don't know anything about her subsequent divorce either. So that's a red flag right there. See, people like HL Talk That Thought, and this guy specifically, is trying to feed you bullshit. So you think something's going on in the video that isn't. He is not more intelligent than you. You're smarter than this, young man. You're smarter than this.
Family. Check it out.
I wanted to come on here and kind of share about my emotions and my thoughts for today. So today, the 26th, today I would have been married for 19 years. I've thought about this day for a few months now and was kind of thought about, how I would feel about today, if I'd be happy or sad, and I'm sad. Even though this is something that I chose because it was something that I needed to do for myself, doesn't mean that today is not hard when you had spent your whole childhood and life with someone at the age of 15 until just, May of this year. It comes with all kind of emotions. Getting a divorce was not easy. Apart from losing my mom to COVID, this is one of the other hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. You have an idea of a divorce that it would make things better. Because, in a divorce, it's you and him. And if it's not working and people splitting at a divorce, then you think that, or I did anyways, I thought that it would be better. Our kids are older. They're 20 and 18, so it's not like we have to share custody or anything like that. So I thought that it would just be better, His relationship with his children would be better. Mine and his relationship as far as, communication or being able to, not put up with each other anymore. It just would have been better. But actually, in reality, it's been hard. I am sad.
Oh, you thought you could do better without your husband?
Red flag. Never once did she say she was going to do better without her husband. She thought it would be better. That means that their situation would be better, that they'd be able to deal with each other better, that the father and the children would have a better relationship. At no point did she say she would be better off, as in, like, she would be better without him. Arguably, that's exactly what she said, but the way he's putting it is that she isn't thinking correctly, that she's thinking impatiently, or she's thinking wrongly, that leaving her husband would be a better situation. When no, in her case, leaving her husband was the better situation. By what she says.
Oh, you thought that life was going to be easier without him?
Nope, never said that. What she did mean was that it would be easier when the divorce was over. That negativity, that dread, the process of going through divorce would be behind them. So things would be better. That they'd finally be able to move on. But as she says, it's not easy. She lost a husband. She lost a best friend. There's a lot of change in there that now she has to get used to something that she's not used to. And same with him. So she's done nothing wrong here. Young men, everything she said so far is textbook perfect. She has done nothing wrong. She has said nothing wrong. This is normal behavior. And I mean normal in a positive way. She is not insulting her ex-husband. She is not blaming him for anything. She's not going what you all like watching, stereotypical women just bashing on men. She's not doing anything like that. She's being very level-headed. Even with the crying, she's being very level-headed about this.
Oh, now you are sad.
No, she was sad the whole time. At no point did she infer that she was happy before when found out she was going through divorce, and now she's sad. She's been sad. So again, red flag.
Welcome to the real world, baby girl.
Okay, there's a disparaging term, baby girl. Welcome to the real world. She's in the real world. People in the real world still make mistakes. How many times have you as an adult, even if you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 70, if you're listening to this, tell me you haven't made a mistake as an adult, or just tell me you haven't put yourself in a situation where you thought it was going to be better than it really was. So you did a little growing up then when you found out you were wrong. But at no point were you a bad person, or were you wrong for it. Should you be derided like HL's doing to this woman? He's just, HL, if you notice already, just what we're in 4 minutes and 35 seconds, he's already extremely disrespectful to this woman. And everything he's just said is a complete and utter lie. Nothing about what he said is truthful. Nothing. It's not in the video. It's like he's narrating another video.
These modern women have been lied to by the media, telling them that they don't need a man in their lives.
At no point has she indicated that she's ever believed or listened to that kind of stuff.
They only see the importance of their husband once they are gone.
Again, he's carpet bombing and just blaming all of womankind. This is exactly what the women that are carpet bombing and blaming the men are doing on these silly ass videos. He's doing the same thing, but in reverse. So you tell me where the credibility is. You tell me where the respect is for this individual doing this video.
She decided to leave an 18-year-old marriage just to find herself struggling in these streets.
She didn't just decide to leave an 18-year-old marriage. Obviously, it's been happening for a while. Next, just live on the street. What was he talking about on the streets? Let's go back to that. What did that even mean?
Just to find herself struggling in these streets.
At no point does she say she's struggling. Obviously, he wants to, since he's talking about the streets, he must mean financially, because you're not going to talk about it emotionally or mentally and say the streets. You're not going to do that. So at no point does she talk about having a financial concern or issue.
It is unfortunate that these kinds of videos are not pushed by the media to highlight that this strong, independent, modern woman narrative is total BS.
It's not total BS. I mean, yes, sometimes it gets pushed a little bit hard by the wrong women or even the wrong men. But look at this. She's not at any point during this video did she claim herself to be a strong, independent, modern woman. At no point she is being a normal woman, a normal human being. Again, red flag. Thanks, HL. You got more red flags than a international football match. Jesus Christ, you got just terrible. International football match? I could have come up with something better. I'm going to have to come up with something better.
But let us continue on watching the clip.
I don't want to share too much because of, he's the father of my children, and
He's very polite. He was wrong.
I want nothing but the best for him.
Sweet. Whether it's true or not, it's still a nice thing to say.
I want him to be happy because we definitely did not do that together.
Towards the end, I would assume. I mean, I don't know how long the marriage.
I want to be happy.
I don't know how long the marriage took a downfall, but they had some happy times.
But also making this video, I know how long it took me to have the courage to choose better for myself and to get out of my marriage. I hope that this reaches someone that maybe having the same thoughts, whether you be married or just in a relationship in general, that you can leave. You can choose better for yourself, and you will make it. You'll be all right. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
There you go again with this "you can leave too" BS. These divorced modern women are so miserable with the choice.
First of all, red flag again to HL. At no point did she even use the word woman. If you notice, go back and read it. She said you or someone or somebody. She isn't even talking about male or females at this time. At this point, not at all. She's so not talking about sex, as male or females, that she's being very ambiguous about the whole thing. And I think she's doing it naturally. It's a very mature way of acting. She's not trying to collect support from the females. She's not trying to bash men. She's not even using men or females or ladies or women or anything like that at all during this entire video. She's kept it very sexist free.
Choices they made. And instead of admitting it and taking accountability, all they are doing on the internet is try to encourage more women to divorce their husbands so that they can be miserable in numbers because...
Red flag. At no point is she encouraging anyone to get a divorce. Red flag, HL. You are. I mean, this is just low hanging fruit. It's so easy to show that you're just a liar and you're a dirty player.
We all know that misery loves company. She can literally barely speak for herself without all her emotions running all over the place.
And they're not running all over the place. She's being very controlled. Again, women are not weak because they show their emotions. It is part of human nature to cry, to be sad, to show our emotions, to share our emotions. It's part of being a human being. Yeah, men don't do it anywhere near as much as women do, but women it's right there on the surface. It's easy for them to tap into it, and it's not for men. But women, it's not a man's fault because he can't do it. Just not really in our nature too much. I've cried at movies and shit, and I've cried when I've been sad. I've cried when I've gone through a divorce. But I just don't do it a lot. Most men don't. And I'm not even the most masculine fella out there. I just don't. And women do. And it should not be looked at as a fault. But HL has no problem taking any perceived weakness and then amplifying it because he wants ignorant, uneducated, lonely young men to come on here and see this and like his stuff and subscribe so he can make money being a hater. That's what he's doing. This is a hate mill. That's what this channel is.
But she is here talking about, if I can do it, you can do it. That is one of the reasons I keep on making these divorce videos, so that I can keep on exposing these divorced women who want to pull other good married women to join them in the debauchery.
Again, at no point is she supporting divorce. She is just saying, I've been with my high school sweetheart for 18, 19 years. Never thought it was going to happen. It happened. If she could do it, if she can escape what she considered to be a bad marriage, then anybody else can too. She's never once on here ever been sexist, ever pointed out that it's a man's fault or that women are the victims or even arguably that she was a victim. At no point has she done that. She's been, as far as I'm concerned, very mature.
But let's continue.
I've kind of wanted to share this, but don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or take away from that person. My daughter was the one that gave me the courage to choose better for myself. Having children and raising them, and then as they get older, you start having a different kind of relationship with your adult children. I love them so much. I had them at a very young age, and I've done my very best to be the best mother that I could be and to raise them, and I wanted to give them things that I didn't have as a child, and we failed as parents in some of it. But I don't want to share too much information about the night that was the turning point for me about getting a divorce, just because of that person. But some things had happened in our home, and my daughter and I were standing in the kitchen, and I was crying, and she said, "Mom, you deserve better than that."
You just can't make this up. This woman just ended an 18-year-old marriage because her 18-year-old daughter heard her crying after an argument and told her that she deserves better.
So, we don't know if the daughter was the 18-year-old or the 20-year-old. So, HL is assuming it was the younger. It could have very well been the older. Next, if the daughter can even see it. If it has gotten to the point where this woman and this man are arguing for whatever reason, where the daughter is telling the mom, you need to go. You could do better than my own father. That's saying something. You should not dismiss a daughter or a son just because they're 18 or 20 years old. Most of the men watching these videos are 18 and 20 years old. Should they just be dismissed entirely? No. That's why I'm here, is to try to reach out to them and say, look, this is bullshit. What this HL talk that thought is doing to you, what he's saying to you, what he's trying to change your mind and manipulate you into believing that this is bullshit. A 20-year-old, an 18-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old is more than capable of seeing abuse, whether it be verbal or physical. They're more than capable of seeing it. They know right from wrong. And this woman did not make a decision based on her daughter's opinion. She had made the decision. It was the daughter that helped push that over the edge. Give her that final little shrug, final little push that she needed to say, she's got support now. She's got support from her own family. And she saw it, and she didn't want her daughter and her son to go through this or see this again out of their mom. I mean, when your child sees you hurting and knows you're hurting, and they say you're hurting, that, as a parent, that hurts. I mean, that right there almost feels like a failure as a parent, because you're letting your children see what's going on with you, and they're witnessing it. You're supposed to be strong. I mean, you're not always going to be, but you know what I mean. You're supposed to be there for them, not the other way around. So yeah, this woman did right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have here a full-grown woman who is making a life-changing decision after listening to her teenage daughter's ignorant comment.
First of all, just because she's a teenager and she could be 20 and not a teenager, it doesn't automatically mean she's ignorant just because she's this woman's daughter.
And when she told me that, I never looked back. That was the turning point for me, was when she told me that. I don't know. I may or may not still be in that situation if it wasn't for her. I'm not sure. But I'm glad that she told me that. It gave me the courage to choose better for myself. And it was also like a feeling of your kids being okay with you choosing a divorce.
No, ma'am. Your kids are not okay with you divorcing your husband. That is a big lie. It's extremely rare to find kids that want their parents to divorce.
That is not true. It is not extremely rare to find children that want their parents divorced. Children know right and wrong. Children know if their family's in a bad relationship. Children do get sick and tired. They do get tired of being hurt. They do get tired of the screaming and the yelling and the back and forth between the parents. Nothing ever anywhere says that children are against divorce. What they're against is change, and children are by nature selfish. I mean, they're children. But what they don't want is to say someplace that sucks. And a bad marriage is a sucky situation to be in, even for kids. So, HL, you're wrong. Chances of you ever going through divorce with kids, to me, it already has gone down. I don't think that's ever happened with you. Hell, I don't even know if you've reached your 30th birthday yet. But you sure as hell, as far as I'm concerned, you don't know anything about women. You know nothing about marriages and children. You know nothing about divorce. If you do, you're sucking up pretty bad, or you're just lying your ass off so you can get more subscribers and get a bunch of men that easily hate women just because they feel like they're in a bad way.
She is turning her daughter's ignorant comment into...
Again, it's not an ignorant comment. It was a very astute comment. Actually, it was a very brave comment for her daughter. Her daughter literally had not so much to pick sides, but had to be brave enough to say, Mom, Dad's not good for you. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do.
Into this big deal because she was already looking for a reason to leave, probably because she was getting bored.
Again, red flag. What do you mean getting bored? Where'd that even come up? At no point does this woman's emotions, this woman's sincerity show that she's bored. None of that. And how's she ready to leave? She was 19 years with the man. If she was ready to leave, she could have done it 19 years. Within 19 years, she had plenty of opportunity to just walk out that door. She tried.
She is just trying to justify her stupid decision and move the goalpost onto her children because she doesn't want to take full responsibility of her action.
Again, he said 3 different things. Stupid decision, moving the goalpost, put the responsibility on her kids. At no point in this video does that ever even indicate it. At no point can you even assume that this woman is thinking that unless you just don't like women. That's what HL Talk That Thought. That's what he cultivates. A dislike for women. He has no problem lying to you. Right there. Nowhere in the video is anything he said during this video shown up in this video.
If there was a real reason to leave, she wouldn't have waited for her 18-year-old daughter to make an ignorant comment after an argument that she doesn't even have the full picture to leave.
Okay, so now he's under the assumption. Now what he's trying to tell you, what he's trying to instill in you is that HL Talk That Thought knows when this woman should have left that man. Because he said, well, why did she wait so long? Why did she wait till the daughter said something? Who knows? How long is a piece of string? We have no idea why people stay the way for as long as they do. So, and there's no indication here of any of that. We don't know. But he's assuming that she should have left a long time ago and that waiting for the daughter was the wrong move. We have no idea about this woman's, not the real details, do we? We don't. So, HL, red flag.
Because it's not easy. And it's still not been easy. There's some things that have transpired after the divorce that has been very hard. And I'm not going to share much on that either. But all I know to do for them as they're struggling with some things with their dad is pray for them and pray for him.
Obviously, the way it sounds to me
all the time that
he's going through some things.
This time and pray for him.
Yeah, Dad's going through some stuff.
I have some other things I would love to say, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that person.
I think she's trying to hint that Dad's got problems.
I just thank you for letting me share, and I hope that maybe this touched someone to choose better for themselves, to find your happiness, and it's okay to leave. Doesn't matter how long you've been married or divorced. It's okay to get out.
Fellas, be very aware of the kind of woman that always say that, I am not that kind of person. They are the most dangerous ones.
That's not true. The most dangerous ones are ones that got a knife and stabbing you in the head. That's a dangerous woman. This woman, yeah, she didn't have to say that, but I think she was hinting at the husband's got problems and she's just doing her best to deal with it. Because don't forget that even if they're divorced and that the husband has problems, she's going to hear it from her kids. She's going to hear from her son and her daughter. Well, they ain't kids; they're grown adults now. She's going to hear from her son and her daughter, and that's a problem for her. She's going to have to deal with that. Even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just hearing about it and counseling her children, she's still going to have to deal with that. So, yeah, this woman's done everything right. As far as I'm concerned, she's done everything right.
They appear quiet and shy, but their actions will definitely cut you deeper than the ocean.
As far as I could tell, this woman's actions so far has shown me no indication that she's evil or bad or malicious. Not at all. This woman's about as tame as they come when it comes to divorces and discussing her ex and discussing their problems. I mean, look at you. We still don't know what's going on.
Trust me on this one. Like this woman who goes on a social public platform to play the victim by talking about her husband.
And HL goes on a public platform to play the master of women and talk about how bad this woman is, when the fact is she's a poster child of doing it right.
Then say that she is not going to say everything because she is not that kind of person.
And she doesn't.
Ma'am, you are that kind of a person, and you are a bad woman because you come crying on a public platform.
Again, crying. Like it's a sign of weakness. It absolutely isn't.
Talking about your ex-husband, but then don't say the full story so that people can think the worst of him.
Actually, I don't think the worst of him. In fact, if anything, I think that he might actually be a good man that's got some problems at the moment. And she's being a good woman, and she's not airing his dirty laundry. It's the right thing to do.
We will just finish this episode with a clip of this woman having a voiceover stating that she didn't feel appreciated, so that you guys can see that all what these modern women want is more and more and more and more.
I don't know how we got here. Our entire relationship.
That's not her voice.
Going above and beyond.
She's using someone else's voice. She's got a southern drawl. And so I don't know where she's gotten this from the video, but obviously it's something that she agrees with.
For you, for us. And I mean, I've cooked. I've picked your shit up off the floor. I've laid your clothes out for you like you were a 4-year-old.
That's a little bit derogatory. It's not necessary.
I supported you, your work. If we ever had dinner or anything, I make the plans. I take care of everything. And I just don't feel like you appreciate any of it. I don't feel you appreciate me. And all I want is for you to just show me that you care.
It never ends, and it doesn't matter how much you give because it is just how they feel. Fellas, protect yourselves against these types of women.
What type of woman? Kind of woman that doesn't air your dirty laundry? Type of woman that shows that she's heartbroken because you guys had to break up? Because you guys just weren't compatible anymore? That keeps that shit to herself? So what, she's badmouth a little bit. Honestly, the only people right now, the only thing about this woman, or about the husband, people that are close friends, even if they watch the video or not. She's kept this shit straight.
And above all, don't forget to keep
Here we
your
go.
head up.
What's these two guys doing? What's these two guys all about? What are they? And what are they? They could be drug dealers for all we know. They could be hood rats. They could just be some dickheads walking down the street trying to be pimps and just playing women for money and time. I mean, we don't know anything about them, but HL, he's advertising these two like they're the business.
Up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow.
No, it will not. You can focus on your goals all day long. It doesn't mean everything else is going to follow. And this HL, he's talking so much shit. He don't care about you. He ain't even talking about you when he's talking about that.
I appreciate you for all your support. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share to help push this content to more men in need.
Okay, men in need, you don't need this. You don't need HL Talk That Thought. This is the last thing you need, because HL Talk That Thought hasn't grown up. He might be an adult, but he ain't a grown-up. He doesn't do grown-up things. He's dodgy. He lies. He talks about shit that isn't even on the video that he's putting his voice on. This is some devious stuff, man. This is going to lead you down the wrong path. You guys need to be adults. You need to start learning. You need to start asking questions. You need to get your asses out there. Women aren't the enemy. Thank you all very much. I hope this reaches younger crowds, younger men, and some women. You guys have to just brave up on this. You have to get out there. You have to talk to people. Talk to a counselor. Talk to a psychologist. Talk to your family. Talk to friends. But talk to people that can help you. People that can guide you in the right way. But this HL talk, they're not the ones. They're absolutely not the ones. They are leading. This guy's leading you down the wrong path. All right. Thank you very much for joining my stream. Thank you very much for watching my video. I'm going to post this on YouTube, and you all have yourself a great day. Subscribe, like, blah, 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 blah.